Hi angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited that you are here and I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. Today's video is one that I am so excited to share with you guys because recently both myself and Sarah had really strange experiences separate from one another on the exact same day that felt to both of us as though it could have been some sort of glitch in the matrix, so to speak. Now, I have seen so many TikTok videos of people sharing their experiences and even some footage that people have captured seeming to have captured some sort of glitch in our world. And I always love reading all of the different theories and thoughts, and so today I want to share my experience with you guys and what Sarah shared with me and just see what you guys think about it all, because it was pretty crazy. Before we continue on with today's video, I would just very quickly like to share today's video sponsor with you guys, PureVPN. PureVPN is trusted by a user base of more than 3 million for its top-of-the-line security features and ability to bypass most geo-blocks. And PureVPN has over 6,500 servers in 78 plus countries for you to choose from. PureVPN is a one-solution VPN that covers all of your needs, ranging from becoming anonymous, surfing safely while traveling, playing games, and securing all of your personal data. PureVPN secures your connection across all of your devices with easy-to-use apps across all major platforms. And PureVPN has 10 multi-logins, so you and your family can use it with freedom on any devices you want. Oh, and you can unlock any streaming service with PureVPN, which is not a marketing gimmick, it 100% works. Meaning you can stream all you want, including Netflix, Amazon Prime, and many more. You can also get online deals with better prices by connecting to certain regions, which is awesome for things like cheap flight tickets. But beyond that, PureVPN keeps you secure no matter where you are with public Wi-Fi protection. You guys can get 82% off of PureVPN by clicking the link that I will have at the very top of my description. And you can get an additional 10% discount when you use my code Hailey at checkout. I will have my code reiterated down in my description box along with the link. So make sure that you guys check it out and get PureVPN today. And thank you so much to PureVPN for sponsoring today's video and protecting me no matter where I am. But without further ado, let's get back to the video. Alright, so if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you would know that my life is a series of strange events. I feel like I go through like stages where everything seems to be normal and then all of a sudden really strange things happen. I'm not going to get into it, but I've shared in past videos some odd things that were happening in my life and around me that just didn't add up and didn't make sense and honestly made me question everything. But it has been a hot minute since I've been out in public and something has happened that I was like, what was that? And then furthermore, have someone reach out to me and say that they had a strange experience as well. It's almost like, did we experience a glitch in the matrix? So anyways, let me backtrack here for a moment. On this particular day, I had a ton of errands to do. I had to go to multiple different grocery stores, and the reason for that is because I get like certain things at Costco, but then I go to like the regular grocery store to grab like the little things that I don't really want to have in bulk. So I just finished up at Costco and wanted to run into the grocery store just to grab a couple little like odds and ends of things, and my goal was to be like in and out pretty quickly because I did have things from Costco in my trunk. So I get to the grocery store, I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that there are some frozen things in the car, but I live in Canada, so it's cold out, and I was like, should be good. So I'm running around the store and I'm grabbing all of these things, and the particular grocery store that I typically go to used to have an interesting system that people didn't really understand. And what I mean by that is because of like the restrictions due to the virus and whatnot, we weren't able to just like walk up to a checkout line like you normally would be able to. There was like a center row down the grocery store that you would have to line up there, and then the cashiers would have to call you, which I know is standard in some grocery stores, but this isn't how it used to be for us. So I remember I was grabbing all of my things and I went to go and find that lineup because that's where you go to line up. And the lineup was no longer there. And there was just like 2 different cashiers standing at the till. And one of them was serving somebody. Like, is that what you would call it? Serving someone? They were scanning their groceries and stuff. And so the other one was there and there didn't seem to be anybody else around. So I walked up to like start putting my groceries onto the belt, and I noticed that this girl just like wasn't moving. She was staring straight at the till, but almost scarily still, and she didn't even acknowledge that I was there. Now, I've told you guys so many times, I have severe social anxiety. I'm non-confrontational. I don't like to cause any trouble like out in public. So like I just start putting my groceries on the belt, and I'm fully expecting this woman to move or to acknowledge me or to start bringing them in, and she's just like staring at the till and not doing anything. And so I wait honestly about 5 minutes, and I'm like, excuse me, and she doesn't say anything. And I was like, okay. And I remember thinking it was super weird that it was almost like she wasn't blinking. So I ended up just like grabbing my groceries and putting them back and then going over to the other line. And all of a sudden, as I'm like getting my groceries scanned in this line, I'm looking over to this person because I'm like, is this like a medical problem? Like, why are they not moving? And all of a sudden, it's like they just came to and just started like doing their groceries all over again, and as if nothing happened. So I started thinking to myself, like, oh my goodness, like what if that was something to do with like a medical condition? Like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I know that there's different forms of things. I don't know. I was just like, should we be concerned about her? So I mentioned to the person who was scanning my groceries, I was like, hey, like, do you think everything's okay over there? They were just like frozen staring at the till, and I just want to make sure that they're good. And the girl looked at me so confused and was like, no, they weren't. And I was like, wait, what? But I wasn't going to argue with her because the girl's now totally fine scanning people's groceries. Doesn't seem like she was in any bit of distress. And honestly, I didn't feel like it was my place to insert myself into the situation any further when it seemed as though I was the only one who acknowledged that or noticed that. So I just like paid for my groceries and left the grocery store. And the entire time I'm thinking like, should I have mentioned that to somebody else? Like, it was really honestly concerning. Not even just because it was odd that I was standing there and there was like no acknowledgement on her end, but also because I kept thinking like, what if something was wrong? So I get to my car and I get home and I'm like, that was really weird. But then it slips my mind and I'm putting all my groceries away. I started even thinking like maybe they were just deep in thought. Like, I didn't think much of it. I said I was standing there for like 5 minutes. Now that I'm thinking about it, it felt like 5 minutes, but that could just be due to my social anxiety. So it might have even just been like a minute or two, but it was long enough that it was super uncomfortable to just like stand there. Like, I'm just like the only one standing there just waiting for her to do something. So I get home, and a little while later, I get a text message in the group chat that I share with Mama Reese and Sarah. And Sarah ends up writing this in our group chat. I drove past Toyota today and I swear all of the people were frozen. It was like a glitch in the Matrix. I kept looking back and no one moved. It was so effing weird. One guy was holding his coffee midway for the whole time. It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, just take the effing drink. My mom said, that is crazy. Sarah said, it was weird. My brain took forever to process it. Then we went off into another conversation. I wasn't a part of this conversation yet. I was busy. And then all of a sudden I write and I say, OMG, Sarah, I just read the glitch thing. I experienced something like that too, but in the grocery store. It was like the cashier was frozen. So weird. And my mom writes back, I think you two are crazy, LOL. And I just said LMAO, and Sarah said, LOL, it was so weird.
I just want to share a text that I forgot to mention in this video while I was filming it. When I asked Sarah's permission to share her story, this is what she said, and I think it's worth noting. I said, quick question, Sarah, and she said, yep. I said, do you mind if I mention your glitch in the Matrix text in a video I'm filming on my weird encounter, LOL. Sarah says, no, it was effing weird. I said, okay, just wanted to make sure. Sarah said there were 30 people not moving, not just one guy. How do you explain that?
So then I started questioning my entire experience because, like I said, at first I was just more concerned that something was wrong with the cashier. But then like just came to, and it seemed like everything was fine, and the other girl said they weren't frozen, so I just left. But I was more so concerned that there was like something medically going on. And then all of a sudden on the exact same day, Sarah writes saying that she drove past a car dealership and it seemed like everybody was frozen. Like, what? What are the odds of that, number one? And number two, how could we explain that? It reminds me of the TikTok that I saw where like they were driving through Niagara Falls, I think the US side though, and there was like all these people just like frozen. I don't know. I didn't see many people frozen, but I just remember standing there being like, what do I do? Like I was just anxious because I just didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I do want to say, for devil's advocate here, I am by no means insinuating that it was truly some sort of glitch in the matrix. It was just a really odd experience, and I'm glad that the cashier seemed totally fine when I was leaving. No one seemed alarmed around anywhere except for me. But maybe she was just deep in thought or just not present in that moment and didn't even recognize that I was there. It was just a really interesting experience. I would just love to know what you guys make of this. I was shocked when Sarah texted that because I wasn't even going to really tell anybody that that happened, mostly because I felt bad to speak about it in case it was something that they were going through, or maybe like, you know, I don't know. I know sometimes when I'm struggling with like anxiety or like things of that nature, I zone out and I'm not even like aware of my surroundings. So I just felt almost guilty to talk about it until Sarah out of nowhere didn't know that experience and then came forth and was like, hey, it was like everybody was frozen. And I was like, odd. Coincidence, perhaps? Is that likely? I don't know how likely that would be. So I would love to know your guys' thoughts, opinions, and theories down below. Please don't hesitate to let me know if you think that it's just some strange coincidence. Let me know. And that is basically it for today's video. Have you guys had any strange experiences that you just felt like you couldn't explain, or it almost felt like there was like, I don't know, some sort of glitch? I remember I saw this TikTok of this girl who had said that she was home alone and her parents came home and they came in through the door. I wish I knew the name of the girl. I would totally credit her. If you guys know, comment below. But I remember seeing this a while ago. Her parents came in the door and they took their shoes off and they both went to the garage. And then a while later, she was like, why are they taking so long in the garage? So she opens up the garage and they're not in there and they're not home. So she calls her parents and they're like, what are you talking about? We haven't come home yet. And then when they did come home, they did exactly what she saw. Some people think it was some sort of glitch in like the timelines. Other people think that she had some sort of like premonition. But nonetheless, I'm always so interested in these types of stories and I want to know your guys' theories. So let me know. And if you guys have had any similar experiences, let me know all about that as well. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Don't forget, you guys can get 82% off of Pure VPN by clicking the link in my description box, and an additional 10% when you use my code Hailey at checkout. And thank you so much to Pure VPN for sponsoring this video. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you enjoy my content, I would seriously love it more than you will ever know if you go ahead and click that subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Did you hear that little like remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and until next time, I love you.